Hey, sorry, see? Look at there. I'm so discombobulated that I almost didn't even turn my mic on. What's going on, guys? We are here, nick of time. I've been at work all day, and I knew I was going to be cutting it close tonight to get here for the watch along, but we have made it. I apologize for the 17-minute delay on getting up here. I intended on coming up at the top of the hour, and took me till now to actually get up and get ready. Luckily, I had all this prepared last night, so when I got home, I just had to flip the switch, turn my lights on, and we're ready to rock. And it should be a fun pay-per-view. King of the Ring 1996. I've got fond memories of this one. As we go through the show here tonight, I'm going to be sharing with you all tons of memories about the night I watched this show, my memories of it, and what I remember about this time in 1996. King of the Ring 96 is only about a month removed from the curtain call. Big time period in wrestling going on right around this time. We'll hang out. We'll talk about it all tonight. And should be a fun watch along, I think, on this Sunday evening. And I'm glad we got up here, because at first I decided not to do one because of Mother's Day. But then I'm like, nah, fuck it. I can do one. I might be working all day, but I'll be home by 5. And I was at work. I mean, we just got our ass kicked today. So I'm at work about an hour ago. It's like 4 o'clock. And I'm like, I have to be live at home in 1 hour, and I got a ton of shit left to do. So I kind of sped things up, put the pedal to the metal, try to get everything done I needed to do, and let you guys know we were going to have a small delay. Ricky bobbied my way home in the whip, and now we're ready to rock and roll. Thanks to everybody for being patient. Hello to everybody in the chat, and happy Mother's Day to everybody out there. If you guys are a mother, happy Mother's Day to you for any women in here. If you're not, I hope you, called your mother, sent her a card, gave her flowers, took her to lunch, something like that. And if your mother is no longer with us, then we're all thinking about her today too. So we appreciate y'all being here on a rather, I guess, sort of a holiday, Monday, even though it doesn't feel like one, and I am beat. On Twitter, I asked one of you guys to get me a beer. Did anybody do it? I was hoping it would be here waiting for me. But just in case nobody hooked me up, I brought my own nice Ballast Point Sculpin. This is an IPA. This is a strong bitch, and I need it. Because after dealing with very, very entitled Southern California people for several hours today, I need some alcohol. But we're here now, and I'm ready to rock, man. Sorry, I'm a little discombobulated. And then I open my beer, and it spills everywhere. Look at me. I'm a mess. My microphone's not on. I don't know what time. Late. I don't know how y'all put up with me. You might want to unsubscribe. But anyway, this will be a fun one. 2 hours and 50 minutes is the time on King of the Ring 96. Hope you guys have queued up your Peacock. Get it ready and just get all of your timer to all zeros there. We'll hit play together. Follow along the timer above my head. And if you have any buffering issues, or you pause or I pause or something happens, we all have to follow along with the timer. As long as we match up our timers, we can all watch together, and it'll be a nice kumbaya moment. It'll be awesome. So that's your only rule as usual. I think this is about the 6th or 7th watch along that I've done this year. So I'm about to go ahead and create myself a playlist on the channel if you want to check out the rest of them. And we're going to try to do this on non-pay-per-view Sundays. Whenever there's not an AEW or WWE show for me to review on Sundays, I'm going to be up here doing a watch along and the occasional Patreon review or something like that. So you're going to see me every single Sunday. But once I turn my microphone on, I can be heard. Okay, cool. Let me knock out these super chats, say hello to everybody in the chat, and then we'll start getting going here on the pay-per-view since we are running late and it is Sunday. Some of you got to work tomorrow, so I ain't trying to waste your time and have you up until midnight. So we'll get going here in just a second. Good to see you, Gerard316. Before back to where it all started, the rise of the rattlesnake. Good to see you, Melissa, as well. Happy Mother's Day. And same to you, How Wheezy. Glad you're here as well. Ryan, Gerard, Jet the Hawk, Dre L is here. Was born 2 weeks after this pay-per-view. You asshole. I'll trade with you. Raymond Frand is here as well. George Morris, appreciate the $5. Hey, Greg, hope you and your mom had a great Mother's Day. Storylines on Small Wonder are better than storylines on WWE. Just got Amazon Luna video game. Right on. Yeah, luckily my siblings and I took my mother out yesterday to try to beat the rush. I'm in the restaurant business. They understand going out on Mother's Day is completely psycho. So going out the day before is usually the way to do it. I recommend that for anybody else that decides to go out and do something with their moms on Mother's Day. Go the day before. It's a pain in the ass to go on the actual day. So yeah, we had a great one yesterday, and then I just worked my ass off today. So it was not fun. Big J's here. David Brown as well. 2 more from George Morris. Streaming service and Resident Evil Village. I wish I knew what that meant. I'm not much of a gamer, and sometimes I don't understand those words, but I've heard Resident Evil before. Just don't know what it is. Chris Ludecki, welcome back, dude. Appreciate the $5. Oh, yeah, it was a busy day. Hope this $5 helped you buy a cheap drink. Yeah, this kind of does. Sculpins are awesome. These will run you about $9 probably at a restaurant, but I appreciate that, dude, and it's always good to have you here. I also felt the best match was Austin and Mero. I enjoyed their little kind of mini rivalry. They would work the pay-per-view after this, I think, international incident. And this is, of course, the match where Austin gets his lip ball busted open by Mark Mero on that move. But back then, what's crazy is back when this match happened, Mark Mero was making a lot more money than Stone Cold Steve Austin. Mero came in and got that sweet contract, and they brought in Sable, and Vince was very, very in love with him. So actually, at the time of this, Mero was just about in a better position on the roster than Austin was. That would quickly change here. But I wouldn't be surprised if you went back and took a look at those those contracts of Mero and Austin from 96. I think Mero's getting paid more. How fucking crazy is that to say out loud? Right on. Queued up. Everybody's got their shit fired up. Good to see you. Charlie and Bubbinator, Crush, Ben. Angie is here. What's up, girl? Tatiana or Tani is here. And Deadpool is here. Right on. Deadpool 316. Mother passed away over 20 years ago, and it still hurts when this day comes around. I can imagine. Lost my father just a couple of years ago. That's been rough, and I have a lot of friends who don't have mothers who their moms passed away. So you always got to think about them on days like this too, because that's hard, and it's going to be hard for me when my mom passes away. So it's just kind of the way it is. My grandmother, my mother's mother, just died in October. So she lived to be 90, almost 97. And so this was my mom's first Mother's Day. My mom's almost 70. It's my mom's first Mother's Day without her mom. So we always got to think about people that are dealing with situations like that on Mother's Day. I know our podcast and good friend and colleague Solomonster lost his mother a couple of years ago. So we think about people that are in his position and who don't have their loved ones close to them. So it's everybody's day. We're thinking about everybody today. But whatever you did, I just hope it was pleasant. And if it wasn't, I promise it's about to get a lot more pleasant now, because I'm ready to watch King of the Ring 1996. One of the reasons I picked this one is just because I liked the time period. I liked what was going on, even though it was kind of a crazy, scary time in WWE and a lot was changing. I have really fond memories of it. So I figured while we're watching it, I'll probably not shut the fuck up the whole time because I have so many memories and stuff to share with you guys about it. Maybe if my buddy Daniel happens to be watching, he can pop into the chat and say hi. He watched this with me, and it was a great time, man. Great time to be alive and to be 20 years old. Man, I wish I could go back. This was just a year or two after I graduated high school, man. Oh, man. But anyway, we're going to get this all queued up here. Like I said, timer above your head is what you want to look out for here. I am not going to be paused or stopped with any ads or anything like that. So if you've got ads that are going to be coming through, like I said, just kind of match yourself up, pause me, sync up your timer and do whatever. Maybe not everybody can be completely live here. You might have to pause me and catch up later, but we'll make it happen. It's been fun so far since we've been doing these. We did a bunch of WrestleManias, a couple of Royal Rumbles. We did Backlash and ECW One Night Stand last Sunday. So we've had a great time doing these watch-alongs. So we're going to do it here. I'm going to get myself ready. I've got double zeros over here. And of course, every time I do this, I have to do the double mouse because I'm using two desktop computers to run this watch-along. So I need to hit play on one mouse and the timer on another. And last week it proved to be a bit tricky, so I'm going to see if I can get it right this time. Move all my stuff around. All right, I'm feeling good. We're going to do a countdown from 3. Get your finger on the triggers, and we're going to get ready to rock here. All right, I got play here, and I've got play here. All right, we should be good. We're going to do a countdown from 3 starting right now. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. I think I did it. First try, right on. The World Wrestling Federation. Oh, I missed that old intro. Let me get some volume up here. Where's the volume? See, Peacock's volume is at the top. Doesn't that piss you off? What's it doing up there? Oh, the Ultimate Warrior. There's a couple matches on this pay-per-view I forgot about, like Lawler Warrior and Ahmed Goldust. Totally forgot about Ahmed Goldust. So that's going to be awesome. The Ultimate Warrior when he wore that hat when he got bashed over the head. I love that guy who's doing the voiceover. For my Winged Eagle intro, I tried to find a guy that had the closest voice to that. I think he passed away. But I miss his voice, in the beginning of some of these pay-per-views. I got a little video package to open here. One of my favorite things about this pay-per-view is Owen Hart. Happy birthday to Owen, whose birthday was 2 days ago. Was guest commentator for this night, and he was fucking hilarious. I'll probably be talking too much to hear some of his little quips, but he was great. I remember me and my friends just laughing at his commentary. Oh yeah, Sonny and Phineas. Yeah, Goldust kissed him. That was the best. Man, I'll tell you what, Charlie, this is one of my favorite Undertaker matches ever. I mean, Mankind had his number. Mankind was like how Strowman was to Roman Reigns a couple of years ago, just had his number. You know, Mankind beat him at King of the Ring and SummerSlam back-to-back. That's crazy. And I mean, technically, I think Undertaker won the Buried Alive match, but he was the one that got buried, so really, Mankind whooped his ass. It took until Survivor Series and Undertaker to turn into Batman for him to finally beat Mankind. King of the Ring. Well, this one was much better than 95 because 95 was shit. And this Sean Davey match is incredible. Welcome, everyone! Oh, that's right. They're in Milwaukee. Owen in a tux, and he's got his slammies. I love it. Yeah, the Godwin's names were pretty typical WWE for that time. Hog and Pig. Owen pushes him out of the way. Oh, yeah. Owen says the word. Okay, take a drink tonight every time Owen says the word expertise. He says it a lot, from what I remember. I remember us laughing. Well, I'm glad this Stone Cold Steve Austin music isn't a thing anymore. A couple of NXT guys opening up the King of the Ring door there. One year it was the Hardys, or at least Matt. Man, I'm wondering, you know, because Helmsley was set to win this before the curtain call. Would Austin have been in it at all if Helmsley was set to win it? Would they have just redone the brackets? Austin wouldn't have even been in the King of the Ring? Otherwise, somebody would have to beat him. I don't think they'd go with an Austin-Helmsley final. Finally got over that Savio Vega hump after that feud. This was also just a month after he dumped Ted DiBiase. Homely, ugly-looking Sable. Oh, Owen's gonna provide us with a ton of entertainment tonight. Yeah, I just noticed that, Ryan, the crown above the set. I liked Mark Mero. It'd be 1 month after this, I'd be backstage at a show in Detroit, and I met him and Sable, and they were two of the nicest people. I met Mark a couple times, but that one time in particular was like, he was super nice. Met him 2 years later, and he remembered me, which was awesome. But they were nice people. And then later on, if you remember, Mark Mero, like later in the summer of this year, he would start wearing like, Sable would start dressing like in evening gowns instead of wearing like the black leather. And I love the leather look for her and Mark. But when Wildman started wearing the big robes and Sable was coming out on in evening gowns, I'm like, they're like the modern day Macho and Liz. That's what I think they were trying to go there. Or were trying to go with there. Oh, Owen slipped. He went to congratulate him, but he slipped off. I don't know how Owen says his shit with a straight face. He wore that thing forever. Not as long as Ace Orton, but long. Hey, thank you for that, Deshaun. Good to see you, man. Can't stay because you're spending the day with your mom. Well, that's a really good reason to not be here. But wanted to say Happy Mother's Day to you and your loved ones. Enjoy the watch along. Thank you, Deshaun. Appreciate you being here, man, and popping in and saying hi to us. Maybe you can watch it later on demand. Otherwise, we'll be back tomorrow for Raw Review. All right. Who's that referee I see? Timmy White. Some Brett Favre jerseys in the crowd. That's the shortest little security guard I've ever seen. JR hadn't gotten salty yet. He'd go heel in like September or something. I miss the old King of the Ring logo. If they ever do bring back this pay-per-view, or at least bring it back on TV, bring the old logo back. Oh, nice. How easy you're going to meet Mark Mero. Yeah, he does a lot of like motivational speaking and stuff now. I'm happy that he did not become like a tragedy. He didn't like get all messed up on drugs and have, you know, trouble with the law and shit. Like, he seems like a guy that's just remained positive through all this. I mean, his wife's with Brock Lesnar now, or his ex-wife. And I don't even know if he ever remarried or anything, but he seems to be happy and doing well, which is good. I don't even know what year he officially I don't remember him in the ring ever beyond 98. I don't know if you open up your own promotion, how much money you need for the monitors. Just depends on how expensive you are. If you want high tech, it's going to be a lot. But if you want a couple of cheap laptops and a wooden table, you're probably looking at $500. Oh, they had that blimp up there too. I forgot about the blimp. That's right. Yeah, the Packers won the Super Bowl that year. That's right. I think they beat Steelers. Was it Steelers? I watched that game at a pool hall. Big Super Bowl party at like a pool bar. He's 50. They're talking about Jake's age. He's 51. He's 60. He's 50. He's 60. He was only 41. They were acting like he was 90 years old. Jake is 3 years younger than I am right now at this pay-per-view, and they were making him sound like a dinosaur. Makes me feel good. Yeah, 2 years later, we get that Undertaker and Mankind rematch. This time it would go slightly different. There's a good WCW battle right here. Johnny B. Bad and Stunning Steve Austin. You got Dustin Rhodes on this show, Vader, Cactus Jack. It's loaded with WCW talent. He is just shitting all over Sable. You don't see Steve Austin with some hose bag at ringside. Oh my God. Almost a Thesbress. How cool, how crazy is it to look at Austin wrestle right now with not one single knee brace on? Almost doesn't look right. He would tweak his knee at the February 97 pay-per-view right before WrestleMania 13, and I swear he's been in his knee brace ever since. At least one, and then two later on. I know it's June, Jose. I don't remember the exact date. Does it say? I forgot. Austin wants to shake hands.
Absolutely not. No sportsmanship whatsoever in the soul of Stone Cold Steve Austin. This is a facade. And locking up, Wild Man Mark Mero.
Yeah, Dre, Mark will catch him here in just a couple minutes with a boot. I think he tries to go that. I don't like the move he did. I've seen it used to end matches. As a matter of fact, Shawn Michaels used it to beat Chris Jericho at WrestleMania 19. It's that move where you hook your feet underneath this guy's arms and you pull him back and kind of roll him up. It's not realistic. Not one of my favorites. But Mark catches Austin here in the mouth and he went to the hospital. Mero all the way over. See this look Austin's got. He's almost got like a beard going on too. But then after this, he would like shave. He would just rock the mustache before he like found the goatee. But yeah, back when they just had the simple blue. Oh, the bowl cut guy. Remember him? Look at that hair. That's unbelievable. I forgot about the bowl cut guy. He was at a few shows. Like, who tells him? You know what would look good on you? A nice bowl cut. Yeah, Owen used to use the move a lot, too. Except Owen didn't knock anybody's... bust anybody's lip up.
As this contest continues, as much as I don't want to agree with you, Jim Ross, you're right, he is very methodical.
Oof. Elbow to the throat. I'm pretty sure Mero sells the throat real hard on the stunner. I love that Owen is just talking Austin up. They would be friends until the Canada USA stuff. It was really funny too how it would change because at the Mind Games pay-per-view it was like Owen and Pillman and Austin like in a three-way promo just shitting on Brett. But just a few months later, they'd both be in the Hart Foundation very, very much against Stone Cold in a bitter war. Sable.
Mero's a tough, gutty young man. Austin now, what's he gonna do with Mero?
Damn, he's trying to press him. That's Warrior's gig. Watching Raw 99 Taker on commentary, he is so serious, hilarious towards Lawler. I don't remember which one that was. Was that when he was like mentoring Big Show? Maybe after his title run? I saw him lose the title live. I was there in Charlotte. I feel like if Taker was going to be on commentary, it would be like prior to him leaving. I know, yeah, we got Backlash and Double or Nothing finishing off May. So I guess I actually think is it the 23rd? It's the anniversary of Owen's death, actually. I think is going to be the next watch along 2 weeks from today. Yeah, because next weekend is Backlash. So I'll be up here next Sunday for a review for that. To start throwing me suggestions for what to do on the 23rd for a watch along 2 weeks from tonight. We can keep it King of the Ring. Maybe we can do a Judgment Day or a Fully Loaded or a Invasion or another King of the Ring. We'll do some SummerSlams probably starting in July, so maybe not one of those. This was also the first year. I didn't like this. I remember hating this when I was watching it, but this is the first year they didn't do the full tournament on the pay-per-view. They did like the first round basically on TV. And it was just the final four here. But that's so they could give us Ahmed, you know, and Goldust, Lawler, and Warrior, and of course Sean. Oh, Vengeance 2003. I don't even know what the fuck was on that. Oh, and I didn't stutter. Yeah, we might do SummerSlam 94. Will be fun, Ben. I'll do that later in the summer, though. I'd be into watching that. Oh, there you go, Raymond. That's a good idea. We should do a WCW show, like a Bash at the Beach, 96, 97, or 2000. 96 or 97, I definitely don't want to do 2000, but 96 or 97, I'd be into that. Yeah, I'm going to lean towards WCW. We should do that. We haven't done one yet. Yeah, I'll think about it, but it might be WCW. I think a Bash at the Beach would be good. So Owen, or yeah, Austin caught the move to the face. I think his lips busted. It was a jawbreaker, but it was almost a stunner.
Austin drove his own hand right into Mero's jaw. A modified version of his finishing maneuver, the Stone Cold Stunner.
Man. Beach Blast. Yeah, no Bret Hart on the show. He was taking some time off. Yeah, I might Bash at the Beach 96. It's an early candidate. Ooh, that's an Asuka-like move there. Spring Stampede 94. I'm pretty sure I have 2 copies of that on VHS. Oh, no, that's Slamboree. But I also have Spring Stampede 94. I forgot who was on that. Spring Stampede. Steamboat Flair. Sting Rude. Dustin and Bunkhouse Buck. Nasty Boys, Regal, Vader, Cactus, Mean Gene, and Bobby the Brain Heenan. I haven't seen this in years. It's on the list too. Maybe. That's the one Nasty's Cactus killed each other. Okay. This shit is on Peacock, right? Do they have the WCW pay-per-views on there? I think they do. As long as it's on the cock, we'll do it. Oh, the Goldberg-Hogan episode. That's good, too. A Nitro could be done in the future. Damn, look at Austin's mouth. Jesus. Ooh. Ow. Fuck. Wrestle War 92, dude, I did a review on that just recently. It's on my channel. So I probably won't watch that one, but it was good. The War Games match. I did a review on it, I think last year. Search Wrestle War 92 on my channel. You'll find it. Pretty sure that was a Barry review.
These risks aren't going to get him anywhere outside the ring. He's got to get him in the ring and pin him 1, 2, 3 to get on to the next round of the King of the Ring.
Thank you, Owen.
He must have heard you. Here we go. Wild man Mark Mero. Let's Stone Cold Steve Austin back in the ring. Can Mero polish off Stone Cold and drop him?
Damn, this match is going on for a while.
That should be it. Could very well be it.
That daggum.
Now, normal man would have been out with that drop kick off the top.
Oh, wow. I did that Wrestle War 92 review 9 months ago. Holy shit. I thought it was quick earlier than that. Oh, no, it's not Barry. That's Scott Moss. Scott is responsible for the Wrestle War. But it was good. Damn, I did that 9 months ago? Last July? Time just flies, man. Wow, Arana from the top. Austin could do so much more physically back in these days. He could really bump. He could bump his ass off. Oh, stun gun. I hate the way Austin pins. When he lays back and he hooks the leg, he only lays on, like, the dude's arm. He, like, lays on his arm. Like, that's not how you pin anybody. There's a stunner. Yeah, look at him selling. I don't think they knew really quite how to sell it yet. And that's it. A very dejected Sable. God, he is messed up. He gets right in an ambulance, or he goes right to the hospital from here, I believe. Gets stitched up and comes back.
Unbelievable match. Unbelievable move. The very move that put Savvy Omega out of the King of the Ring. He beat him with that. Mark Mero must not have done his homework. He just got defeated by the same move. All right, let's take another look here. Look at this. A setup now. Watch. Man, Mark Mero goes way up, and look at that. Oh, my goodness.
Pretty sure he used to call that as, it's kind of like a hot shot, but it's like a power bomb hot shot. So I think it's a stun gun is what he used to call it.
After that stunner, which is a tremendous impact right on the jaw, the cover, the
It's okay, Mark. Sable will help you back. Plus, you're with Sable, so people have it worse than you.
great reputation and a great future, no doubt, here in the World Wrestling Federation. There you see.
These shitty little brackets. I was so offended by this. I remember at the time. I'm like, look at 4 names. This is King of the Ring, man. Vader and Jake the Snake. Oh, I thought we were going to go back to Doc Hendricks. Oh, there he is. Jake looks young there. How am I older than Jake? He actually looks older than me in this. Oh, brother. Shut up, Jake Roberts. You never gave a shit about any of that religious stuff, and you know it.
He's reaching down and lifting me up. Yes, 450 pounds is nothing you want to play with. I don't play. And I'll tell you something. If I was going to rob a bank, I wouldn't walk in the front door. I'd sneak up from behind.
Yeah, I have that magazine with Austin's face. I've got that one. Yeah, Sable is very good at wearing leather. She's good at it. She excels in that. Tell you what, this pay-per-view here is my favorite Sunny outfit ever. I loved that brown cowboy thing. It was like, to this day, whew, that was my all-time favorite Sunny outfit. Only Sunny can make brown hot, and she did. We'll see it later. You'll see what I'm talking about. Look at Owen's cowboy boots in that. That was on Monday. Oh yeah, Goldust and Warrior. Was that at the In Your House match that was a King of the Ring qualifier? Vader. Or no, that was way back. That was a Good Friends, Better Enemies. I don't know. 51 or 61, Vince. Get it right. He's turned things around, Vince says. Oh yeah, Vince, apparently you have not seen Beyond the Mat. He's turned things around. He's 51. That's right. Jake beat Bradshaw. I remember that qualifying match. And he beat Hunter, too. Oh, man, there's Triple H eating shit for the curtain call. Losing to fucking Jake Roberts. That sucks. I forgot I could put my feet up. I got this gigantic Amazon box that I'm yet to open with a whole bunch of shit in it. I'm going to use it as a footrest. This is great. I might leave it here for future watch-alongs. Jake was on crack, sir. Look at Kyoto. It's like, give me this fucking snake away from me. There's no way an old man like this. Owen, will you stop acting like 41 is super old? Yeah, let's try to think, Jose. How many people on this show are current active wrestlers right now? Dustin Rhodes, the only one I can think of. Jake's on AEW. Vader's passed away. So's Davey. So's Warrior. I guess technically Lawler would count. I think he has a match coming up, or he had one recently at like 71 or whatever he is. There's Jim Cornette and don't adjust your sets. He's really wearing that.
Jake Roberts' only hope is that he gets a DDT on Vader, but there is no way he's going to get that massive man down with a DDT. There's no way. A nice armbar takedown, a submission maneuver as Vader's trying to hyperextend Jake's elbow. And again, using all of his weight in riding style fashion, the man they call Vader. And when you're around that
God, I hated when Vince said the man they call Vader. It drove me so crazy. I don't mind it if they want to say it one time, but like when Vince would call his matches, and now the man they call Vader picks him up, and now the man they call Vader throws him against the ropes, and now the man they call Vader drops an elbow on him. Every time he said it, he couldn't just say Vader. He always had to say the man they call Vader. Instead of saying just Vader occasionally, or Vader most of the time, and man they call Vader occasionally, it was always that. There's just Vince always hammered that shit into your head. The man they call Vader. The man they call Vader. The man they call Vader. I'm like, why can't it just be Vader? Why can't it be Big Van Vader? And even if not, why can't it just be Vader? He used to do the same thing with Diesel in Diesel's matches. Big Daddy Cool Diesel. Big Daddy Cool Diesel. Big Daddy Cool Diesel. I'm like, it's okay to call him Diesel sometimes. Like, you don't always have to say it. Bret the Hitman Hart. Bret the Hitman Hart. You can call him Bret. We all know who he is. He's signaling for the DDT already. I don't know how Vader just didn't completely eat Jake's lunch in this match. He gets DQ'd, I think. What a maneuver by the man they call Vader. Exactly. The Vince-isms.
Vader is too big of a man. Well over 400 pounds. There's no way Jake Roberts has the power to pull him down for that DDT. There's no way. Jake the Snake Roberts, ladies and gentlemen, would like to be known as the King of the Ring Award winner. He's never won a title here in the World Wrestling Federation in his long tenure. Taking some 3 years off and now trying to make it back. Trying to make it back to the top. I'm sure Jake Roberts' family, who has just got back together not that long ago, watching in Stone Mountain, Georgia, with some very anxious moments.
Stone Mountain, Georgia.
Didn't really want Jake to come back to in-ring competition, but Jake has a burning desire to compete again, and that's why he's here. Okay, tell me this, if Jake Roberts could not win in his prime years ago, why would you think that he's got a chance now when he's only older and more
It's a good point by Owen.
Well, if he couldn't win a title when he was at his best 10 years ago, he shouldn't even be in the match right now. Jake the Snake, never say never in the World Wrestling Federation. Jake the Snake Roberts.
Time went so much slower. Because, I mean, Jake was only in WWE 4 years before this. You know, WrestleMania, and then he left and went to WCW. Oh, there goes the refs down. But back in those days, it felt like a lifetime. Oh, he disqualified Vader right there for grabbing him. But like, it did feel like it was a long time that Jake was gone. It really wasn't. He's only been gone half as long as CM Punk was gone. Has been gone. Why are you getting the snake? Turn around, Jake. Poor Jake. Look at Cornette boxing out the referee. Look how fat Cornette is. Holy shit. Mike Chioda ain't never getting out of that. Cornette's outfit is just unbelievable. Poor Jake. Hey, Amato, what's going on, man? Got some snacks and cold beer. Time to enjoy. I'm glad you do, man. I got a cold beer, too. I'm about to finish it. Gotta get me another one. No, Jose, I'm not a fan of snakes. My old hometown had a really cool serpentarium, and I went and I enjoyed looking at them through glass, but I ain't trying to touch little slithery fuckers. No thanks. Look at that. Look at that all-star referee cast. Earl, Jimmy Corderas, Mike Chioda, Jack Doan, Timmy White. We got Briscoe on the outside, Tony Gurria. We got Strongbow, Rene Goulet. Who else is out there? I think that was it. That's a who's who. Earl or Dave Hebner's out there. Yeah, there's Gurria, Goulet, Briscoe. Look at the two twins helping Jake off. Hey, didn't you guys help Andre win the title? Should you have a job? When the following month, when I would go backstage at that house show, Dave is the one that came and got me at my seat and brought me him and Bob Briscoe together, and I went back with them. It was really cool.
Let's take you back and show you that DDT now. You judge for yourself whether or not Vader intentionally grabbed the official if we have the shot. Here we go. Jake lines up. Look at this. Vader.
That was it's a good DDT, but that was a terrible sell by Chioda. Like, he barely touched him.
He was robbed. Vader was a hopeful to win this thing, and now he's been cheated. I don't blame him. I would have done it to Jake Roberts. I would have beat him even worse if I got cheated like that. This capacity crowd booing. They call Vader. Well, that was a judgment call.
I'm funny. Oh man, I'm fucking hilarious, man.
To say the least, the crowd's not booing Vader. They're booing that lousy referee's decision.
Owen would be a great Coliseum video. This is a Coliseum video exclusive. By the way, speaking of Coliseum video, King of the Ring, 96, I guess if I watched this, I'd see this part. He's choking Cornette. Easy, dude. See, they're doing it again. Why are they dubbing Don't Go Messing with a Country Boy? They don't want to pay Hillbilly Jim for the fucking rights to that? It just makes no sense. He's got a goat. So this must be something to do with the wrestling album, because I think Don't Go Messing with a Country Boy came out on like the 85 or 86 album, whenever that was. So maybe whoever helped produce or write that. But for them to dub this is ridiculous. Oh yeah, I remember this too. The free-for-all. And the smoking guns. Oh yeah, this is back when Billy was like so hung up on Sonny. He's got goats in there. I didn't have, yeah, Jake in WCW didn't do much for me. I remember his debut when he attacked Sting, but I don't remember much about him there after that. He wasn't there very long. I don't recall much of what Jake did other than his debut. Yeah, this fucking music is ridiculous. The smoking guns. Oh yeah, Billy, there we go. So Dustin Rhodes and Billy Gunn, still active. See, look at Sonny. Did I not tell you? Did I not tell you? Like, that's ridiculous. That should be illegal. Oh, yeah, it's Cloudy or whatever. I forgot about Cloudy. Cloudy debuted on the pre-show. They never brought Cloudy. I think she was on TV one set of TVs or 1 week, and then they did away with Cloudy. She's got potential, Owen said. Can we not play this music? I'm trying to listen to or look at Sunny. Even Billy can't talk. And neither can... I'm not crazy, right? Bart Gunn looks like Randy Orton, right? I remember when Randy Orton first came in like 02, I'm like, he looks like Bart Gunn. Look at Sonny. Ah, damn it. Jim Ross, don't disparage Sonny in 96. You can disparage her now, but don't do it in 96 because there's very little to disparage. Jesus Christ. Ugh. Yeah, the Guns already held the belts a couple times by this point. Got to be at least 3 by now. Yeah, Angie, that's, you know, I dare say is crazy. It's Sonny may have found someone worse than her. Imagine that. That was something I didn't think possible. Look at that Goldust guy. I mean, at least Sonny's got all her chiclets, you know? Like, damn. What's up, Jimmy? Good morning. 3 in the morning in Sweden, but damn, I like this stream too much to stop. Man, 3 a.m. right on. It's only 6 p.m. for me on the West Coast, 9 p.m. for folks on the East in the U.S. I'll be up until 3 o'clock my time tonight, which will be noon your time. Interesting. Crazy, but thanks for stopping by. See how long you can hang out. We're still, what are we up? We're only half an hour in, just a little bit more. We got 2 more hours to go. You can do it. You can do it, Jimmy. You can stay up till 5. And then once the pay-per-view's over, you can have some breakfast and go back to bed.
Look at this. Henry and Phineas is cowering behind. Look at Sonny. Oh, wait a minute.
I don't know, Ratnick. I don't think cleavage is missing. I think the sexualization of it might be missing. But all the girls have got their, you know, out. Shut up, Billy. Isn't it funny how Billy, it took until later on in this year for Billy to, like, get in the gym. Now you look at him, he's huge. Even to this day, like, he was always in great shape, but back in these days, he was all right, but his body was not what it was. And then when he became Rockabilly, he came back about a year after this real jacked, and then was, you know, then was just a beast ever since. But those early days, like 93, 94, 95, and here in 96, Billy, he didn't have a whole lot of physique going on. That didn't come till later. And now when you see him 24 years later, 25 years later, looks better than he did here. Oh, right to work at 7. Damn, Jimmy. Call in sick. You want me to call for you? Say, this is Greg from California. California, USA. Jimmy ain't coming. I don't need to accept that. Best time to make Bulldog the champ was probably right around this time. I'd say 95 when they were really hurting for talent near the end of 95 when he turned heel. He could have beat, he had multiple title shots. He had a title shot in October. He had a title shot in December. And now he's got a title shot here. So he had 3 title shots, you know, within the span of a few months. I don't think he would have won here because Shawn was, you know, like the new guy, but he might have beat Brett in December. I could have seen that. I would have had Davey beat Brett and then Brett beat him back for it kind of thing. But he also had a chance. I mean, Diesel was ripe. You know, Davey got a title shot against Nash 1 month before Nash dropped it. Oh, cloudy. Cloudy. Look at her fucking with her hair.
Congratulations on your becoming a body on advance. Well, thank you, Mr. McMahon.
Like, who touches their hair that much?
Wearing is similar to those that Sonny has worn in the past. Did he have the same tailor? Well, I'd like to say
The same tailor.
thank you very much for joining us, and the best of luck to you in your future here in the WWF. Well, thank you, Mr. McMahon and JR. This is for you.
Cloudy. Oh, you're a Chicago boy turned California boy. Nice. The weather is so much better here. Not even close. My dad used to live in Chicago. Every time I went there, I'm like, this place is horrible. Not the city, just the weather. Yeah, I think, Angie, I think you're right. Around this time, Sonny and Sable definitely probably had some heat because, you know, they're the two women in the company. And they're kind of jockeying for that same position. They were both, neither one of them were really that beloved. You know, when you hear shoot interviews and people talk about interacting with them, neither one of them were really liked very much. Sonny had Sable beat in the hotness department by like 4 solid points in my mind. But in terms of like personality and like, you know, how they were to deal with, I think they were like kind of equally annoying, just in different directions, you know. Sable didn't have a good rep, but for different reasons than Sonny didn't have a good one. But they were both bad, kind of thing. Yeah, 96, you know, was just a fun year in general for that stuff.
Come on, Billy. Again, Jim Ross, I think that's a questionable call. I think he ran into his boot, and I think it was very unintentional.
I'm trying to think. Henry Godwin, Canterbury, I think, pretty sure he worked WCW before this. I know Phineas did as Tex Slazenger, but I'm pretty sure Mark was there too. I don't remember if he had any sort of a decent run there or not, though. I don't think so. Sonny and HBK, maybe not quite yet. I don't think they were hooking up yet. I think it was in like 97. Because I remember X-Pac telling stories about them. And he didn't even come in until like a year after this, or like close to a year after this. Or 2 years, actually, at SummerSlam, or WrestleMania 98. So I think this is a little too early for Shawn and Sonny. This match is brought to you by Denim. I know, Sonny's the only one dressed decent here. That's true. I never even noticed that. There's jeans everywhere. You got overalls, and this match is country as fuck. I'm surprised instead of the winner's purse, the winner just gets Mountain Dew and some Bojangles. Maybe taking a NASCAR race and don't get vaccinated. You know, shit like that. What's up, Mike Witt? How you doing? Shanghai Pierce, thank you for that. That's right. I knew he did. That's right.
That's exactly what I was trying to say, but Jim Ross, you try to argue with me about that. You're certainly a lot more aggressive than before.
Jim Ross, you try to argue with me about that. I mean, I wonder if Vince is like Owen is doing all this like with Vince sitting right next to him. That's just the funniest shit. No, he's squealing like a hog. Winner gets a free double wide.
Well, I would get on him a little more, but maybe it's psychology. They're trying to humiliate him before they beat him.
Jimmy Anderson, Hillbilly is there, dude. Hillbilly is in the corner. He ain't missing. He was with the Godwins at this point. They even dubbed over his country boy music when they came out. Yeah, but Hillbilly's down there. And I think at one point, didn't they have a little... Oh, yeah, they did. They had the goat out there. And the bucket of slop and the horseshoe, all that shit's there. Kong along in the house. No, I haven't watched the Booker T yet. Is that the treasure show, or is that the oh, that's the one, the biography on tonight, I think. It's AEW biography night. It's probably on right now. I'll check it out. It's going to be tomorrow probably. Yeah, Mike, before you got here, we talked about that. I think my next watch along 2 weeks from today, because next week's Backlash is going to be a WCW show. Might be a Bash at the Beach, leaning towards that one right now. But I'm going to find a good one. And we got 2 weeks to figure that out. But yeah, the next one I think is going to be WCW. We're going to give it a shot. Because we've done like 7 or 8 of these now. It's all been WWE. So let's give WCW some love. No, what's funny is I don't 100% remember who wins this match. I'm pretty sure it's the Guns, though. I think I would have remembered if there was a title change here. Oh. Reach out. Can we get some more denim out there? Surprised Sonny didn't wear any denim. Do-si-do, they love to do that spot. Oh, big clothesline from Canterbury. He's a big son of a bitch. Like, Henry more than Phineas is just... He looks like a legitimate, like, just big-ass country dude. And that was it. What did they hit Phineas with something, or he just... And the brawl continues. What a bad sport. Tag team situation was rough in 96. It was the Guns, the Godwins, the Body Donnas. You had the New Rockers. I think the Bushwhackers were even there. Yikes. Where in WCW, it was Outsiders. It was Harlem Heat. It was Nasty, Steiners. All of them were still there. Even LOD was in and out of WCW. We see that, Sonny. Clarence Mason. I love Clarence Mason. There's Diana's back there, too. Oh, yeah. Perfect as a referee. I forgot. Dickie Murdoch. Is that Marilyn Monroe tie he's wearing? That's awesome. Holy shit, Jim Ross said you've been flying first class, but you just got a one-way ticket on ValueJet. ValueJet, I think that same year or right around this time, crashed in the Everglades in Florida. 200-something people killed. Damn, Cornette, that's rough. That's harsh. That's like still fresh. Too soon. Too soon. ValueJet. Diana looks great. A few short hours away. You know, I will say this about Bulldog. He would have looked fantastic with the Winged Eagle, or, you know, on him, wouldn't he? He would look so good with that. Sega Saturn blimp. I love it. We went out golfing together. How do I have a good podcast? I don't know. Turn the mic on, talk. Y'all listen. I try my best, man. Wish I had better pointers for you. We got King versus Warrior right now. Bruce, the podcast I did Friday night, full review of the Pillman Dark Side of the Ring, if you want to listen to it, because I had a lot to say about it. It was a crazy episode. Natty Light and Marlboro Reds. Natty Light. I'm proud to say I never drank Natural Light. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Well, you got anything else? Hey, let's call that number. Oh, that's RF Video's number. Yeah, Lawler, why don't you try confronting Austin after this? See what happens. Lawler would always come out talking smack. Back then, the Milwaukee Brewers are in the American League. They used to be in the same division as the Tigers, I believe, and like the Sox and not Indians. Who else? Twins. Lawler still got a little mullet happening back there. It's 1996, bro. You're ugly, he said. Why were you in the peasant's bathroom, Lawler? The bigger question is isn't why is he drinking out of the toilet. Why were you in that bathroom, weirdo? Damn. He speaks the truth, says Owen. He speaks the truth. Owen, Lawler beat you up one time. You should hate him. She goes, fuck you. Did you see that? She was, that's hilarious. Oh my God, Lawler. Holy shit. Lawler, you are such a piece of shit. It's girls like you that turn guys into people like Goldust. God damn. Fucking rough. Come up to me. Say that, Lawler. I will place that microphone inside of your rectum. What's wrapped around that microphone? Is that his notes? Oh yeah, the "you look stupid" chants. Yeah.
Overstaying is welcome. And I tried to make things right with him. I offered him a peace offering of a beautiful hand-painted portrait that I did. There you have it. But he didn't recognize me as the true artist that I am.
Really strange feud for Warrior too. Like, I'm glad that Vince and WWE, because they had such a hard on for like any sort of legends, and they were struggling. WCW was beating them out in the talent department and stuff. So I'm surprised that Vince didn't put the belt on Warrior right away, and I'm pleasantly surprised that he didn't, and he stayed true to Shawn and Brett and those guys, because the fact that it's now 6 months after Warrior's been back and now he's working Lawler at a pay-per-view, like. God, I hated the way Vince jizzed himself every time Warrior came out. Like, calm down, Vince. This would be it for the Warrior. This is his last pay-per-view. I would be at the show, one of the shows that would cause him to get fired. He no-showed that Detroit house show. And they had signs up telling us and everything, and if we wanted a refund and everything. I'm like, no, I'm fine. I didn't come to see Warrior. I came to see Shawn and Owen and guys like that. Fuck the Warrior. I didn't care. But he no-showed. The Warrior. Loved Warriors music, though. No, I've never read the Warriors comic, Raymond, but I have it. I have it. It came inside. Oh, there's Vlad out there in front row. To the other dude with the ponytail. Forgot his name, and some other people, probably. But yeah, I think the Warrior comic book came in like a mag. I think it was like coupled with, or bundled with like one of the magazines one month. They stuck it in. It was part of his agreement. They had to distribute that comic book. It sucked. I mean, I didn't read it. I assume it sucks. I haven't had a Rob Van Dam appearance all night yet. I think we're overdue for that. Burger King. What does he have? Oh, tape. No, that's not how you hang a picture. I don't use tape. I wouldn't recommend that. I'd use a wall anchor or a carpet nail or something like that. Thumbtack. Warrior, what are you doing to Lawler there? It looks weird.
Well, there's no doubt about it. Anytime someone defeats the Ultimate Warrior, it's an unbelievable upset. But Lawler's got to be relentless. He's got to stay on him. I'm not so sure. But the King even cares about defeating the Warrior. I'm sure he would love to have that.
It's an interesting looking venue. I don't recall WWE any other shows there, but like it looks like it's got a low ceiling kind of. You can even see the wall. What's the capacity on that place? It can't be more than 15K at the most, probably less than that. Probably 10. Probably a 10K in there. McIntyre versus Sheamus for the U.S. title on the last Raw of the year. That's a long way away. Got a lot of faith in Sheamus' run. I could see that match happening, but I can see it way earlier than the end of the year. Yeah, they're still speculating on Jake's status for later. Where the hell is my phone? There it is. Oh, of course, he no-sells everything. Like the shithead he is. Nothing at all to these matches. Shitty clotheslines. Shoulder tackle. That's it. Lawler lifts his feet up at the end. All right, Warrior wins. I'm going to grab another beer and make a pit stop. I'll be right back. Don't leave. New beer. New day. Yo, you can't put that on, Warrior. You're not the king. Jesus. What is going on with these beers? That's the second time I've done that. One moment. Sorry, I spilled my beer. I'll clean it up while we talk to Doc Hendricks and Jake Roberts and Gorilla. Only Jake knows? I think their doctor knows too. Gorilla. Torn intercostal cartilage. It might be that. All right, I gotta go get a new paper towel. I'll be right back.
I'm going to watch this match very closely. I'm not going to let my heart overrule my head. If I have to stop the match, I will. All right, thank you, President and Vince. JR, back to you.
All right, I don't know why my beers are wanting to explode on me. There we go. Welcome to Doing Chores with Good Mic Work. 80 years old. This beer's bullshit. I'm going to get another one.
Well, I do give him credit, but then you got to question, is it credibility or stupidity? Is he going to go back in there and maybe not only end his career, but his life? He's got to think about that, and Gorilla Monsoon, you better reconsider that too, because you don't want to send an old man like that in the ring with Stone Cold Steve Austin. All right. Your view, we thank you very much for it.
Your view, we thank you very much for it. Owen just rambling. Now, I'm going to open this one carefully. Oh, this is the Undertaker Mankind match. All right, I'm going to try to open this without... I'm going to let y'all be witness to it. There it goes. See? What the fuck? Bro. I didn't shake it. It's just sitting in my fridge, right side up. This is crazy. I can't even drink a beer correctly today. All right. I guess we're just going to drink this half-busted beer. So I'm not crazy, right? What the F? Last time I drink this shit. Fuck you, Ballast Point. All right. I want to enjoy this Undertaker Mankind match because it's great. Look at that. Who wants to drink that shit? Come on, man.
Half of his right ear is missing. His arms are scarred. He walks with a limp. This man is a very strange, as you said, Vince.
I've opened up 1 million of these things, though. They've never done that to me before. Not 2 or 3 in a row. This was an earthquake here, and it shook all my shit up in the fridge. Doc Andrews looks like Michael Hayes. I know, right? He looks just like him. Yeah, the beers have been in here for days. They're not warm. And they're at the top of my mini fridge, like where it's real cold. Weird. He's an obtuse. Look at Vince trying to educate us. Somebody told you that, Vince. You didn't know that on your own. Some good old rapping. Yeah, some present rapping. Gift wrapping with good mic work. I don't think that would get very many views. Speaking of views, never again will I ever do a podcast on a Friday night. Lowest amount of views I've ever received on a video ever. My podcast on Friday. Never again. Last time. Going back to Saturdays from now on, or I'm just not doing it. I guess people do shit on Friday nights. I don't know. I thought it'd be a good night to come up right after SmackDown. Purple Haze. No relation to Michael Hayes. Cats are here, both sleeping. Bub's on the tower. Tito's right below me. I let them hang out for watch-alongs because they, it's cool if they mess it up, or if it's a podcast, they really get in the way. Oh, man. K-Dog's Kennel. First night back at work since beating COVID-19. Glad you're back, man. In and out, unfortunately. Glad you're back at work, man. That's good to hear. 2 weeks ago, we did a Royal Rumble 1993 review, Patreon review, sponsored by Kevin. This is great. I love this opening here. This is one of my favorite. Watch these punches that Undertaker's about to throw on Mankind. I think he's hiding up on the, his Paul Bear's looking around. Where is he? And I think Taker's hiding up on the top rope. He dives off. Watch the pummeling and the blows he rains upon Mankind. One of my favorite Undertaker moments ever is about to happen right now. It's unreal. You have to see it to believe it. He didn't look like he pulled him at all. He pounded Mankind's face in. I think there was a collective, like, goddamn, in my apartment. We were all watching this together. It was so cool. Like, look at Undertaker go. There he is. Look at this. Boom. Love that. Up until this point, Undertaker never in his career had ever been that intense as he was just right there. He was always very, no matter what, he was always very slow and methodical. He never, you know, emotionally wailed off on somebody's head like that, the way he did with Mankind. God, look how thin Foley was back then. He was probably he was under 300 pounds easily. He's probably 260 there, 270. Nah, maybe heavier than that. No, maybe not. That old Mankind gear, loved it. Soup bones, that's what it was. Yeah, I'm glad you guys got through that too, man. Extremely scary stuff. The facial area. Like you're either touching the face or you're not. There's no face area. Face area would be like over here. This is an area of my face. Vince is so stupid. One leg is shorter than the other. He's a freak. He's mutilated. Owen Hart. Now that I think about it, up until this point, what would he do at 97? I don't even remember. Oh, he'd be champion. He'd retain. But Undertaker was winless at King of the Ring up until the following year. He'd be champ. Pretty sure he beat Farouk. And then in 98, he'd win. I think 99 he might have won too. So he'd go on a streak after that, but he wasn't even on King of the Ring 93. He was out for 94. And in 95, I know he was in the tournament and he got beat by Mabel. So I guess, yeah, this is the second King of the Ring appearance for him. Yeah, they teased it. They did, Bruce. You could tell at the end of this, kind of the way the finish went down. I forgot what... Paul Bearer subtly does something. He either hesitates or he does something, and it fucks it up, and Taker loses. You could tell. Yeah, beat Rock in 99. I was there. I was at King of the Ring 99. I just didn't remember the finish. I didn't know if maybe he won DQ or something. I couldn't remember. I had 4th row seats for King of the Ring 99. The chair is right there. There it is. Good looking elbow. Miss those old school barricades, man. I was at a house show where I was in the second row on the aisle, and The Rock and Stone Cold had a false no disqualification match. They were all over. The Rock was wearing he was wearing like his workout pants, a shirt, elbow pads and stuff. They were like dressed to fight. And Austin threw Rock into the barricade right where I was standing, and he hit that. It was just one that looked just like that one there. And he hit it so hard, it flew back into me and slammed into my elbow, and it hurt. My elbow, and my elbow hurt like for a couple days after that, and I loved it. I didn't want the pain to go away because The Rock did it, you know?
He's willing to hurt himself to punish the Undertaker, and that's exactly what he just did. He hurt the Undertaker, but I think he may have hurt himself a little bit. But I don't know, maybe he likes pain. He seems to thrive on
Owen, shut it off. Owen has so much expertise to give. He's a fountain of expertise, really. You're really into this, opening this wrestling. Why don't you open a wrestling promotion first? Let's see if that actually happens. Maybe we can get a deal on BET or something, or MTV, or VH1, or one of the music channels. That blimp, man. I've been in about 2 or 3 WWE shows that had the blimp there. It's pretty funny. It's maybe even more than that because you can hear it. It's super loud. You can hear the fans and the motors running in it and stuff. Undertaker's used to being on the offensive. Right now, he is anything but that. Mankind has got him beaten down Oh, old AWA shows on Peacock. I guess on that one it would depend on which year. It's gonna have to be 80s for me to give a shit, and that's probably mid to early at best there. But yeah, I'm glad they have that stuff on Peacock as well. I liked AWA the best when everybody was there. When Heenan was still there, Hogan, Bockwinkel, Gagne, Billy Robinson, Mad Dog, Baron von Raschke. Oh. God, the way Mick would just take those bumps. The craziest bump, I think, was at SummerSlam right after this, when they would be on the apron and Taker would kind of shove him off like that, and he flat back bumped from the ring apron to the concrete. Like, I don't even know how you live through that. And I don't know how you don't crack your head open either. Like a fucking jar of pickles right there on the floor. I mean, he just picked up right where he left off from WCW. Cactus was just murdering his body. He's doing the same shit here. I miss the squeal. I miss the Mankind squeal. Ugh. Hmm. Go Cardano? Hell yeah. Right on. Come on. I'm going to retire earlier than I planned. Undertaker just planking. This was easily my favorite Mankind version. Was right at the beginning, like the first 6 months. He was a little more humanized by the time we got into like a year away from this, like mid '97 and stuff, but this was my favorite. He's another one of those guys where this kind of like name and gimmick might be a little goofy on someone else, but it's perfect on him. Going to Dallas to see the Von Erich's grave sites. I've never visited a grave site of a wrestler. I'd go see Owens. Owens is cool. It's got a big... I've seen pictures of it. I'd probably go see Owen and, you know, Eddie and Davey, Kurt, Rude, Savage. Pretty sure the one living Von Erich lives on Kauai, which is where Barry lives and which is where I have a timeshare. And I'm just glad he's there. You know, you talk about a place that wouldn't want to make you do what the other brothers did. It's a pretty peaceful and serene place to live. Yeah, they found it. I think they found the gear. Did Foley have it? I forgot who had the gear. Somebody had. They did find it, though. That shit's so staged, but at the same time... Because like the Andy Kaufman one, they're like, we got to find that neck brace. There's no way they would even look. There'd be other pieces of that collection. I think they would be even more important than the neck brace, maybe. So I think it's like once they find out the neck brace is available, then they make it look like, oh, we want to find the neck brace because they already know it's out there, kind of thing. But I don't care. It's very cool to see that. How cool was Bill Apter? Just give that to them. I'm sure they compensated him for being a part of the show, but you know, at least on the show, you know, he let them have that neck brace. So I'm like, no, mother, WWE, you're going to pay for this. You guys have enough money. Why would you give a $1 billion company something, a global company like that with billions of dollars of something for free? Make them pay for it. They obviously will. I'm pretty sure Mankind speaks English, Owen. He knows what they're saying, Owen. Man, he'd have some great matches. Mankind, this one was good. Boiler Room Brawl was okay, but the Mind Games match after that in September was unreal. Yeah, what's he got? A nerve hold? Or a trapezius muscle nerve thing? They better build a Hall of Fame. They got enough shit to fill it. And plus, I want them to build that before... Oh, look at Taker with the backhands. I'd like them to build it before I'm too old to see it, man. How long is it going to take? Like, that's something they should be working on now, you know? What's up, Quentin Brockington? Good to see you. Pull up King of the Ring, 96 on Peacock. Watch with us. Taker and Mankind in the ring right now. Is he going to do the running into the steps thing? Because he did this, I think, a couple times in WCW, but they didn't have the same stairs, and it didn't have the same effect. WWE had these big metal... Look at him running like Strowman. I'm surprised. Oof. The way when he would hit that, it sounded so good. Glad they didn't play the train noise when he ran around the ring like that. Oh, Jose, I stay up all night. My recordings are always done way before I go to bed. I'm on the West Coast. So by the time this stream is over, it's only going to be, it's going to be before 9 o'clock my time, and I stay up all night. So I'll be up till 4 a.m. tonight, most likely. Good mic work lives for nighttime. Oh, Taker got the chair up. Nonetheless. I love the way Mankind would sell a chair shot. He'd tuck his arms behind him and he'd quiver and shit. Looks so good. His eyes would be open like that. I will say this, Sonny made Brown look a little better than Foley did, but I do like this Foley gear a lot. Oh, this show is on your birthday? That's awesome. Oh, cool, Angie. We flew back from Hawaii to Virginia the other week. My times are all messed up, still are. Yeah, especially from Virginia. Like, when I go to Hawaii, it's just a 3-hour difference. You're 6. That's a whole different ball game to deal with. So, like, when I go to the East Coast, you know, and come there for a visit, it's the same as me going to Hawaii. I'm right in between. But, yeah, I could imagine a 6-hour difference would be rough. Where did you go? Were you in the Big Island or somewhere else? I've been to Kauai a bunch of times and to Oahu once. I'm currently scheduled to be back in Kauai July of next year, so a little over a year I'll be back. I was supposed to be there this past April, but, you know, COVID. I love that Foley even had patches of hair taken out. Owen, totally unbiased through all this. I wasn't aware of Foley's birthplace. Didn't know it was Bloomington. Didn't know he was Irish either. He really is pulling it out, too. That's so crazy. You don't want to find that in your salad. But that has Paul Bearer's ashes in it. That's the one they got, right? Is that the one they got on the show? The betrayal urn? Oh, there. Paul grabbed it. I think this is the finish. I want to say this is the finish. I think he accidentally hits Taker, I think is what happens, right? Yeah. He's got the claw. Look good. I mean, after everything Taker had been through prior to this, I'm surprised it took a urn to the head by not a very strong person to do Taker in. Seems like it would take more than Paul Bearer hitting him. After all the giants and, you know, Undertaker was chloroformed at WrestleMania 9. He fucking came back. See, Owen predicting the future as only Owen can, and that's it. That was a big... You guys have to understand, like, that was big. The previous year, Undertaker losing at King of the Ring was weird enough. That was like, what? You know? Same thing here. Loved the piano outro for Foley. That was a nice touch, having two different entrances or entrance themes, an entrance and an exit. I think they include the piano solo on like the second DVD or CD they released. He's chasing Paul Bearer back. Damn, Taker lost. Unreal. No, he lost to Mabel in 95. I mean, I don't think it was clean. I don't remember the finish of that match, actually. Yeah, I don't think it was clean. I want to say, like, Godfather got involved. Look how good Hennig looks. This motherfucker, last time he was a referee at WrestleMania 10. You watching where I'm dressing now? Yeah, Sean, you don't put your hand... Perfect would kick his ass if they got in a fight. I know Perfect didn't like him. Did we get any Bulldog Perfect matches back in the day? Maybe in like 91, maybe. Hendrix, you idiot. Oh. You know, Owen is a little bit like Chris Jericho. I think if Jericho was on commentary in the same situation, he'd say a lot of the same shit that Owen does. He's fucking great, man. Oh, there's JJ. Oh, you're sorry you're late. You just got off work. It's okay. We spent the whole hour and a half talking shit about you, man. Where the fuck is JJ? What the hell's he doing? So finally you're here. We got Goldust and Ahmed Johnson. Let's show on the replay of the CPR. You know, I ain't trying to get, like, sexually assaulted by anyone, but it amazed me how they made, you know, how they made being gay such a heel thing, you know? Like, obviously he's kissing Ahmed. Ahmed have every real right to get pissed. But, like, the shit they did with Scott Hall, you know, before. He's like, I don't want my kids to see people like you and blah, blah, blah. It's kind of funny. I'll never forget the magazine. I think it was PWI when Goldust debuted. It was like, finally, the WWE's gone too far. This character's offensive. Like, why is it offensive? Because a dude likes to wear a wig? Let him wear a wig. You ain't got to wear one. Why is it offensive? I'm like, I wouldn't wear a wig. I wouldn't wear gold makeup. I wouldn't kiss Ahmed Johnson. But if Goldust wants to, what the fuck do I care? Kiss away. Oh, thank you for the clarification. Taker lost so easily because he took away his power. I understand the urn, you know, powers the Undertaker. But the urn wasn't stolen. And plus, a year before this, the urn had been stolen and melted down. So, like, he got his power back somehow. So I don't think it matters which urn it is. Just the urn in general. It's just the idea of the urn. So Undertaker should be able to... They used to have that gold shit drop. I love the way he ran to the ring. Look at that. Look at the shape Ahmed's in. Never mess with me. I want to see, I know at some point in this match, it's probably early, because Ahmed will get blown up. It probably happens right here. He dives over the top turnbuckle and almost dies. It's very Undertaker WrestleMania 25. This is it right here. I can tell because Goldust is climbing out. Watch Ahmed here. Yeah, this is definitely the spot. You don't even see this something like this now. Ricochet doesn't even do this shit. This is crazy. Like, look at this crazy bastard. Look at this. He is very lucky. You know, Vince didn't call that. Vince didn't say a word. I bet you Vince was pretty pissed about that, actually. Look at Tony Chimmel getting Goldust shit out. Get out of here, Chimmel. Chimmel's a dick. I don't like him. God, Ahmed. Look at Marlena. Ahmed is like the fire at the circus. He's intense. Yeah, I like the way Ahmed kind of busted through the door. That was actually good. Yeah, Ahmed put a hurting on that mat. Pummeled the mat. They used to always drop that gold shit, and all the guys would have that shit all over their backs. I know in the Sean Davey match later, Davey's got that shit all over him. I'm like, do you have to drop the gold flakes? I can do without that. You know what? Oh, Jesus. You know what, Jim Ross? I want to know who's beating... I don't know. I want to know who's beating government mules. I want to find these people. Like, why are you beating this mule? What did the mule do to you? This sucks. This is kind of the end for Ahmed, too. Like, you had high hopes for Ahmed here. He'd hold the belt for about a month. He'd get hurt, and he'd never recover. He debuted a Survivor Series before this, and you would think that it felt even back in 95, late 95, they might put the title on him, like the world title. As a matter of fact, I want to say that Ahmed, prior to his injury, I think he won a Battle Royal and got a title shot against Shawn, but the match never happened because he got hurt. I think. At the time of this pay-per-view, I was living in my very first apartment ever. Or second. Actually, second. I was living in my second apartment ever.
But Goldust doesn't care if it's a count out or disqualification as far as he's concerned. He retains the championship. What is going on? No.
Jesus. God.
I tell you, that's what it's going to take to beat Ahmed Johnson. Well, the referee having a conference with Marlene at maybe a very opportune time. The referee was told, I think he was just
Dustin is still in the ring. How crazy is that?
So I don't know positively if Marlene, hey, I got a double feature for you, McMahon. Take a look at this. Sword steel.
Marlena is smoking, literally. Yeah, she is. She's smoking a cigar. I don't know where I'd rank Marlena and Sable. They might be a tie. Sonny's definitely one.
Sean, that's a very impressive streak here now. He's turned it around 100%. Goldust. Hammering away. Hard right hand. Oh, cover. That's a leverage. You know they kind of do. Ahmed, so strong. Well, there is no doubt he is very strong, but he's very inexperienced as well. And possibly Goldust will capitalize on that because he cannot match strength with this brute.
Oh, yeah. I remember the Ahmed Warzone game. Because I actually think I had it. I did have a PlayStation for like a year. I never played it, but I bought the WWE games. I just couldn't figure them out. I was like, I'm done with video games. It's too complex for me. Which probably sounds funny to all y'all who know a lot about video games. But the most advanced I can really get in a video game is like Mario 3 on NES.
But the main thing is that Ahmed cannot utilize his unbelievable power and strength in this position. You wonder how much those steel steps took out of the back of Ahmed Johnson. He is powerful, no question about that.
That is awesome, Quentin. So you're gonna be 25 next month. Quarter century, man. It's all down from a hill from here. Make a will. It's half over. I'm kidding. I'd kill to be 25.
Ahmed Johnson in more trouble now, trying to find a measure of escape. Marlena, how does she keep her cool watching the events? Marlena just never seems to change her expression much. I think Marlena is just
WWF Raw on Genesis. WWF Raw on Genesis. There you go. And I also have Royal Rumble on Genesis. Raw was awesome. These two games, the gameplay and functions are the same, but Raw's better. This is a really faded case. It's all busted in the bottom here. Let's look at the cartridge. Wow, look at this. Raggedy ass man. I haven't looked in here in forever. And the cartridge. Cool. I need to play this. I always played as Brett, of course. I never played as anybody other than Brett because I didn't want to fight Brett. Like, that's literally my mindset. So I can never play as another character because as soon as they put me up against Brett, I'd, like, lose on purpose. Like, I just always had to be Brett no matter what. 27, 23 weeks from tomorrow. Okay, you've done the math. Oh, I was thinking it was on your actual birthday, Quentin. Okay, so you're even older. That's even closer to the end for you. I'm kidding. I was thinking it was like your actual birth, like including the year. Sorry. But I get what you're saying. The very first ever Monday Nitro happened during my birthday weekend. My birthday's on the 6th of September. But I was born in the 70s. I have another one, I thought. Oh, yeah, I do. I have this one, too. I have WrestleMania on Sega as well. This one's not as good. I like the other ones much better. Yeah, I got some Sega games. I play them all in my Retron 5. That blimp trips me out. I loved around this time, Goldust started unzipping his shit. Because doesn't that thing that he wears, doesn't it look incredibly airtight? Like you can't breathe. It's not like cotton. It's probably like a chicken suit. He's probably just drenched in just shedding sweat in that thing. So then he started opening it just to get some air in there, I guess. But you're gonna put somebody out in an outfit like that and then make them have a look at that knee brace coming right through his put somebody in an outfit like that, make him have a 20-minute match. He's gonna pass out. Can you imagine him peeling that fucking suit off of him after every match? He'd have to wash it. There's no way he could wear that twice. Oh, that's a terrible pile driver. He got none of it, Vince. At least the announcers are trying to sell it. Like, oh, Ahmed tried to counter it. No, it just looked like shit. Oh, cool, Angie. September 7th, huh? I'm the 6th. September 7th. I know these random-ass dates. September 7th was the date of In Your House Ground Zero. Don't ask me why I know that. This random shit is in my brain. And that was their first pay-per-view that went to 3 hours.
He was still on top of him when Ahmed Johnson's shoulders were down on the mat. The referee's too busy watching Ahmed Johnson getting fondled. He should be taking and pinning the man, counting 1, 2, 3. How did you like to be fondled by Goldust? That happened on Raw. How did you like it, Owen? Well, I didn't like it one bit, and I spoke to him about it. And you know, Goldust, he told me there's never been a man that he didn't like, and we patched our differences behind us.
We patched our differences behind us. And don't instigate any problems, Ross, between me and Goldust. So they did do the Goldust fondling thing. I thought that was pitched and Owen didn't want to do it. Oh, damn, Angie, you got some years on me. Makes me feel better. I always remember the movie Almost Famous. And there's like a line in the movie, he's like, man, think about this. In a few months, it's going to be 1974. Man. Yeah, me and you remember shit the rest of these people don't, Angie. I wonder if, I want to hear a commentator say just once, I want to hear them say, boy, that wrestler wasted a lot of motion. Yeah, Angie, I was born about 2 weeks, 3 weeks after the death of Elvis. Oh, when was that, Dre? The Raw when, or the live event when Stone Cold was a guest. Was a Raw host. Okay. Okay, Raw guest host. Wonder what year. Luckily for me, I was the time that I was traveling and going to shows the most was right during Austin's run. So I saw him wrestle a ton of times, and I watched him win the title twice in person. I watched him wrestle pay-per-views, Raws, house shows, everything. I've probably seen in person 20 Austin matches. No, I wish, Pat McAfee on Friday during the Throwback SmackDown, I wish he would have gone full Vince and started, like, freaking out during every near fall. He almost got him. I bought these sour gummy bears. Unfortunately, they're not grown-up gummy bears like I had last week. They're sour. Sour gummy bears and beer. It's a good mixture. I'm cinching in that sleeper. He's by the ropes, though. Goldust is sweating gold sweat down Ahmed's skull. Owen. Hey, Zane. What's up, man? Appreciate the 5. Groomer of Daniel Bryan returned at SummerSlam. I could see that. Full circle moment. He returned at SummerSlam when he got fired, remember? 2010? Yeah. Owen said pin him first, then blow mouth to mouth into him. I love it. I mean, like, Ahmed just snaps, right? You just kissed your title goodbye, Goldust. He woke up like the Undertaker. Hey, props to Ahmed for allowing himself to get kissed. Twice. Ahmed Johnson was the king of wedgies. He had the best wedgies. Every match. Look at that wedgie. Wedgie Jackson. Wedgie Miller. The Big Bad Johnson. Shut up, Jim Ross. I'm not surprised he won the belt. I can feel it. You feel it on TV, too. Goldust won the belt way back in January. He was ripe. And there it is. Pearl River plunge for the win. Yeah, this didn't surprise me watching it. I felt like Ahmed was going to win the belt. Not a fan of the gold strap on the belt, though. Yeah. I liked Ahmed his first year. I liked him until Farouk debuted and hurt him. And then he was out, injured, never came back, was never the same again. Near his second half of his run after he was hurt, he had like the kidney surgery or whatever it was, he gave me this perception, which I didn't have in his 95, 96 days. He came off as like just lazy, like not putting the work in. He lost that intensity or something. I don't know how to describe it, but I felt like he had it prior to that. But then after the injury, he just didn't seem the same. But boy, he was over here, and WWE was high on him. He gave CPR. Owen might be the very best at spinning shit. The only reason Ahmed won is because Goldust graciously gave him CPR. It saved his life. I hated these fuckers. This kid and the other dude. I was always they were like production guys in Stamford there, I think, but I was always like, man, I'm a better fan than they are. I know more shit than they do. International incident. International incident had a bigger crowd than this. They had jam-packed. I forgot where they were. I think Vancouver. Oh, look at this. I've never seen this before. Ever. I've never in my life seen what I'm watching right now. Bushwhackers. Mark Mero. Hillbilly. Jockstrap. Sabio. Hog and Pig. There's Sean. Oh, Pillman. Pillman. Yes. Yeah, he joined the Nation, but for a short time there. It was like a month. And they kicked him out. Then he went back to being a babyface after that. Then he was gone. Love it. It's so cool. They do the little thing in the aisleway I marked out for Pillman and Austin. He's getting around pretty good. I mean, he's just a few weeks away from that horrible accident.
Forgot to tell you, I don't even give a damn about my own family. And I think even less of this sewer of human waste that sits before me.
It amazes me that his face looks so good the way they describe that accident. I mean, unless all the scars are up here over his hair, they were making it sound like they peeled his whole face off, John Travolta and Nick Cage style, to fix him. He looks great.
Listen, you stupid son of a bitch. We apologize.
Jim Ross. His face.
How do you feel being one of the members of the wretched refuse? Sitting paralyzed in fear. A pride every building does, says,
I don't know how that accident didn't do nothing to his teeth. They look perfect.
We're gonna find out real soon if one of your so-called WWF superstars has the guts to stop.
Can't believe they signed him to all that money.
Take a good look. I'm the brightest star that's ever stepped foot on the face of God's great earth.
Give me this Pillman 100% healthy against Shawn. Oh, Shawn had met his match.
Sins to his throne. I'm gonna rape, pillage, and plunder this entire federation.
You're gonna rape the Federation? Damn, Pillman. That music cue was so perfect. I remember at the time when I watched this, I was like, it felt like a movie. Because as soon as he delivered that line, Austin's like, you know, music starts. It was completely unrelated, but it fit in so well. I was like, that looked pretty good. And then they give us the Hollywood Blondes in the aisleway here. For a fan like me, I was like, Austin and Pillman, Austin and Pillman. I was so excited to see this for the first time in a couple years, 3 years at least. That was so cool to me. You never understand how awesome and 20-year-old Greg marked out for that. Well, I hope they pushed him through to the front of the line if he went to the emergency room. Because if it was any ordinary emergency room, he'd still be there waiting to get treated. Oh, wow. Tape was still there from the IV tube. This was all still so fresh. Not sure where Pillman is buried. I'm assuming Cincinnati. Or in that area. Could be Kentucky. You lived in Kentucky. Most people from Kentucky, from what I remember from living in North Carolina, are fans of Ohio teams. Because it's like, it borders it, and they're both terrible places to live. But I know that a lot of Kentucky people who live in Kentucky that I knew were big Browns and Bengals and Cavs fans and shit. Maybe Reds fans, more accurate. Yeah. Austin going right after him. His taped up ribs. All that gold shit is still in the ring. They didn't sweep it out or nothing. His widow has some issues. Issues would be an understatement. She probably yearns for the days to have issues. She's way past that. Old, brittle, broken. He's 41. He's 3 years younger than AJ Styles. Owen's acting like fucking Betty White's in there wrestling. I love Owen saying 61. He's not. He corrects Vince and Ross. He's like, he's 61. Get it right.
Anything is possible. The physical dissection of Jake Roberts is ongoing by Stone Cold Steve Austin. I don't know if anybody's ever had broken or cracked ribs. We know it's
You can't even breathe with cracked ribs, man.
especially if you're trying to get running a theater and athletic contest. You can't breathe. The pain's overwhelming. I'm not so sure that Gorilla Monsoon necessarily made the best decision by allowing Jake the Snake. Look at this, no humiliation. Allowing Jake the Snake to come back out here and compete in this matchup. So we all know Monsoon has been known to make.
Ooh, slapping Jake, too. Come on, Timmy White.
Come on, that's not true. Oh, yes, it is.
Get on Austin for that.
Verify that. Oh, Jake's gonna fight.
Pillman has been very heavily featured on AEW Dark, but you know what I like about Pillman Jr.? He's very young, and AEW isn't handing him anything because of his name. They're giving him opportunity, but he's eating a lot of shit. He's a jobber. I mean, Varsity Blondes are losing every time. And I think that's fine because, you know, dues paying is always good. He's so stupidly young. I mean, he barely remembers Brian Pillman, I would assume, his dad. What year was Pillman Jr. born? 93. Yeah, so he was 4, you know. He had just turned 4. He's September 9th. I didn't know that. Ange. 6th, 7th, and 9th so far. Yeah, so he would have been just 4. He would have been 4 years and a month when Pillman died. So, you know, think back to when you're 4 years old. How much do you remember? Oh, so they got Gorilla. This I always hated. Like, this isn't the way it works. If this is like a sporting event, it's not up to Gorilla. If anything, it would be up to the referee. What kind of shitty rules are these? It should never be up to anybody, but probably the officials or the doctors. Would have been crazy if I'm so glad they didn't do something crazy and have Jake actually win this uphill battle. No, Twitter asks me if I remember Eliza Dushku. I do. I do now. Okay, he's tore that shit all off, Jake. And that's it right here. He hits it right here, right? Yep, there it is. Very underwhelming finish. But boy, does he... See what I'm talking about that pin that I mentioned earlier? It's one weak spot in Austin's game, even prior to the injury. He pinned people like shit. What's the point of hooking the leg if you're only going to cover 20% of their upper body? You can't pin them by laying on one of their arms. You have to lay on their body to pin them. Come on, Austin. 15 stitches in the lip. Ouch. Hey, buddy. Coming over here to say hi? Well, his dream did not come true, Jim Ross. Hey, buddy, I got a cat showing up, but there's very little room for him to move around here. Come here. You come say hi to everybody. No? Okay. Another look at it. Man, Austin's always had that Texas tattoo, hasn't he? On his leg. Yeah, Brian talking about the dad throwing the baseball. That was enough to want you to find that stepdad's name and pay him a little visit. What a dick. And like I said in the review, what would Brian's motivation be to be lied about that, you know? Here's the promo. Thump your Bible.
Talk about your Psalms, talk about John 3:16. Austin 3:16 says I just whipped your ass. He is stone cold.
Come on, that's not necessary. Yes, it is, Michael Cole. It's very Michael Hayes. It's very, very necessary. He tells him to go get Thunderbird and shit. I love it. Thunderbird, Boone's Farm, Strawberry Hill. Hell yeah. Fixin'.
Steve Austin's time has come. And when I get those shots, you're looking at the next WWF champion. And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
Awesome. Now, tell you what else makes this awesome, and I mentioned before, he never even looked at the fucking cape. He never even looked at the crown. Couldn't give a shit about the throne. Went up there, cut a promo, talked shit, walked away. Not wearing your dumbass little crown. The fuck do I look like? But the fact that he didn't even acknowledge that it was standing there was amazing. Fuck your scepter. I'm not wearing that. You know, I just think it was cool. To me, that told as big a story as anything else he said in the promo. Yeah, Owen.
I stated earlier, I'm here to commentate and give my
Expertise.
I have no business getting involved in any match, and I won't. As long as nobody bothers me, I won't bother anybody. I'm staying right here, sitting in this seat, and giving my expertise.
Expertise. Perfect. Yeah, I never had a Sega Saturn. I was already out of video game life by that point. He put a piece of gum in his mouth just so he can spit it out, I think. I know, it is amazing, like, Austin, you know, previous King of the Ring winners were kind of getting title shots right away. Brett didn't, actually, but Owen and Mabel did at SummerSlam. But Austin worked the pre-show. He worked the pre-show against Yoko. What the hell's that about? That King of the Ring victory actually didn't do anything for Austin's career. The promo did. The King of the Ring victory itself didn't do shit for him. What put him over the edge was the feud with Brett. Oh yeah, I remember watching this, man. I didn't go to this event, but it was very close to me where I was living. And I bought this. I paid money for it, and then I got... And WWE didn't even, like, give you Beware a Dog for free. You had to order that, too. And then this was basically the rematch from that. There, he spit the gum out.
I think he's a man of integrity, and I don't think he's got any reason to do anything but straight down the middle.
You know what's interesting here is like all the players in this match, Perfect, Bulldog, and Sean, all had super old school music. They were, you know, all three of these themes existed 5 years prior to this. Maybe 4, if you count Sean, but look at Diana. Owen's on the fucking desk in his tux. Woo! I wish I could do the Owen Hart woo. I can't. Well, Mike, you know, like I said, with Austin, not winning the King of the Ring itself wasn't what put him over the edge. The Austin 316 promo did. So with Triple H winning King of the Ring, then you don't get the Austin 316 promo. But he could still work with Brett. When Brett came back, King of the Ring or not, Brett could come back and request to work with Austin, and they could still have that great program, and Austin could still get over. But there would be no Austin 316 shirts, and I can't imagine a Stone Cold career without that. So I think it would be like the same. I think it would be Austin would be about a 25% less larger star than he was. He'd be over. But maybe when we look back, we'd consider The Rock to be more over. You know, where we all pretty much unanimously agree it was Austin. But maybe he just would be a little more competitive with The Rock. Would have been made their relationship interesting. Austin would have still sold shirts, though, even if they never came up with the Austin 316 stuff. He might have said it to somebody else, maybe 2 years later when Dustin came back and was doing the he's coming back religious thing or whatever. He could have said it then. I liked Sean's blue gear. He always seemed to win in it. Beat Diesel in it. Beat Razor in it. He's not your boy toy. Oh, Cornette always had the tennis racket. Is that an earthquake? No. That was a loud truck that went by. I rattled for a minute in here. But an earthquake's longer than that. It wouldn't have quit that quick. I think like a big truck went by and shook the house. Gorilla, why are you always in the ring? Look at this. Jose Lothario, Howard Finkel, Gorilla, Perfect, Davey, Sean. Sean's the only living person in that ring right now. They're all dead. Well, now his Cornette's in there. How crazy is that? Cornette and Sean are the only people alive in this match. And Vince and JR. Howard's dead. Gorilla's dead. Perfect's dead. Davey's dead. Lothario's dead. Owen's dead. Unreal. Oh, yeah. They boot him out. He's the enforcer now. Huh. Look how mad they are. Well, don't make it obvious that you're obviously in cahoots with him. I'm glad somebody brought up WrestleMania 10. Jim Ross remembers. They don't want to mention Luger, though. It was in WCW by this point. Ooh, perfect. He's actually holding that winged eagle. Don't break it apart with a hammer. Yeah, Earl's out there. Jose Estrada. Owen Hart called him Jose Estrada. I love it. Just the second time to prove he really is better. Yeah, Vince actually brings up a good point here. Yeah, waving the jack. You know, I love where I live and everything, and I like America and everything. Well, I mean, I don't like all of it. Half of it's fucking really stupid. But their flag is better than ours. It's prettier. I like the Union Jack a lot better than the American flag. In terms of overall looks. Doesn't mean I'm not a patriot. It just means I like the flag better. USA chance. Owen, you hear that? They're going UK, UK. Oh my God, Owen is a joy. Owen is a joy. I should make mention that Diana is still with us when I was mentioning how many deceased people are in this match. Diana is still alive. So it's Diana, it's Cornette, and it's Shawn, and it's Earl. Maybe a watch along on Canadian Stampede, Raymond. If I did that, it would be July. It's only a 2-hour show, though. I'd like to be up here a little longer than that. Patriot like Del Wilkes? No, much better than Del Wilkes. You know, not a moron and not addicted to painkillers. Next watch along, Quentin, 2 weeks from tonight. Next week we'll be up here for a Backlash review. 2 weeks from tonight, we're going to do another one. Same time, but probably a WCW show. At least that's the plan. Look at Perfect and Cornette colluding over there. It's funny, the 2 times that Mr. Perfect was a referee, Cornette was at ringside for both of them. He was out there for the Yoko Lex match. Not sure yet, Victor. Leaning towards Bash at the Beach, maybe something like that. I loved Owen saying that. They're chanting UK, UK. You're just mishearing him. Love it. Yeah, Angie, I could do a Raw watch along too during the Attitude Era. Maybe I'd pick a couple that I was at. Might be fun.
If Mr. Perfect was going to be the impartial referee you said he was going to be, then why are you upset? I'm not upset at all. I'm just stating a fact that it's not fair. Off the rope.
I'm not upset at all. It's not fair. It's not fair that the referee that's in our pockets can't be the referee. It's totally unfair. Davey sold that takeover pretty well. Oh, he always did this spot. Every time. They probably did that exact same spot 100 times with Cornette going for Shawn, him ducking, kicking him in the gut. Cornette drops the racket and bends over with his ass exposed, and then Shawn paddles him with the racket. Cornette got a hot seat. Is that what it's called? So much happens here at the end of this match to set up International Incident. Very concerned Diana. We want to make sure that Diana is Owen's sister is so beautiful. Everybody in my family is beautiful. Well, we got a couple ugly ones, like my brother Brett. Oh my God. Owen's performance here was legendary. He was adopted. Nobody wanted him. Shawn Michaels was adopted. Nobody wanted him. Oh my God. It's so weird how like the crowd just chants USA. Like if you're an American wrestler and you're going to Japan to wrestle and the crowd just starts chanting Japan, Japan, like I'm like, yeah, Japan. Like I wouldn't even be offended by it. I wouldn't even care. It cracks me up. Like Bulldog being from there doesn't have to hate America, you know? Even if he's a heel, he doesn't have to. He fucking lives here. He should love it. It's like if I went to Mexico and they start chanting Mexico, Mexico. I'm like, yeah, I came here. What the fuck do you think I'm doing here if I didn't want to be here? Don't you think if I hated this place, I wouldn't be here? Weird logic. Oh, that was a botch. Man. You gotta remember, too, Shawn beat Davey Boy for the Intercontinental title. Huge star. I think Pillman would have done what he set out to do if he would have never gotten injured. I think he would have had a great year in WWE and gone back to WCW for big money. And then he would have came back in the buyout after they purchased. But assuming he went to back to WCW within 2 years, 2 years later or 1 year later, he would have been there in the thick of everything, the NWO and all the shit. So he would have been there right before Goldberg took off and stuff. So he would have been great. And then I think he would have probably remained there because him, like Luger, I always put like Pillman in the, like Pillman, Luger, and Steiners and guys like that. I think he would have been there till the end, or at least in some capacity. That's also if he could keep his personal life in check, drugs and relationships, shit like that. But assuming all that's all right, then I think he would have been there till the end and maybe brought back in after the buyout, or at least be brought in to do interviews, be a part of documentaries and things like that. Ha, Victor, it's funny you mentioned that. I remember that date, August 24th, 1998, Raw, I did a review of. It's on my channel. That was a go home to SummerSlam. The best segment on there was when the Nation got Chyna alone in the ring and they were assaulting her and Shawn came to her defense. Like, that was good stuff. There's a whole review on it. So I don't know if I'll do a watch along on it, but I did review it. So watch that review for sure. Oh, it's an armbar takedown. Sean kind of muscled him down there, which is weird. Oh, you were at that Raw, Victor? That's cool. Here is the link to it. I put it right under your name. Every time Diana's, they always have the split screen with Diana. They did the same thing in your house.
What a great look on her face when she thought the British Bulldog had won the title in the previous event. He really did too. I was right there. I was in his corner. I saw him beat him one. Michaels now. Yeah, look at that maneuver. Over the hip. Michaels. Here we are now. Off the top, man. Michaels trying to hook up. No. Too strong. Shawn now. What's he gonna do? Where's he with the clothesline?
Sleeper. That he did, Jim Ross. God, Sean could take that bump so good. They're a bit past the feeling out stage, Owen. There are so many people on the outside of the ring. Jose, Cornette, perfect, Diana. It's fucking lumberjack match out here. Nice. That was a good move. Oh, yeah. Put Pillman in the Horseman. There was one. It's a Nitro. I can't remember what it was. It's an interview when Pillman was in the Horseman. And they're all in the ring. And it's, I think it's Mean Gene interviewing him or something. And Arn Anderson. Oh, that was great. He just dropped Sean straight to the floor. Arn Anderson, during that Nitro interview, whenever it was with the Horseman, Pillman goes crazy and says something. Arn gets so pissed, he slaps the shit out of Pillman in one of the most realistic and just hardcore slaps I've ever seen, to where you could tell Pillman wasn't even acting. Like the shock on his face. Like, that'd probably be a pretty good fight, you know, Arn Anderson and Pillman. But like he actually backed down, and it almost looked like it was partly in character, but it was also partly like, holy shit, you know, like I better back down from this guy. Try to find it. It's somewhere 95, I guess. And he just lands it across Pillman's face, and he literally slaps him silly. It's the craziest thing, damnedest thing I've ever seen. And I remember watching it live being like, God damn. But I have no idea the date on that. It escapes me. That was great. He slipped. He didn't mean to drop Sean. Look at all that shit all over Davey. That gold stuff. Why is perfect counting? The gutless chicken champion that he is, Owen says. God, look at the ease that Davey presses him. He's picking up a cardboard box. You can have my spot. Oh, the my spot stuff was great. I will admit, guilty as charged, laughed my nutsack completely off during the NWO parody of the Horsemen. Laughed and laughed and laughed and still laugh about it to this day. You can't have my beer because that's spoken for, but you can have my spot. Not a dog like your dog spot. Not a liver spot. But my spot. Davey with confetti all over him is just the funniest visual to me. It's like both guys are very shiny and sparkly. Chris Ludecki, thanks for the 5. That was the Dungeon of Doom and Four Horsemen segment. Thank you for this. Okay, Benoit's reaction was also a shoot because he looked mad. I think it was like March 96. Oh, so it was super late. Because I thought he was gone by March 96. He signed with WWE in March 96. It must have been like real close up to the time he left. Okay. Yeah, I just remember like Pillman being like literally slap silly. Yeah, David Benoit and Brian Pillman Jr. have two completely different situations. One of them, the fans want him to kind of honor his dad. The other, David Benoit is just in a shitty... Chris Benoit put his son in a terrible position. Because if that kid ever wants to wrestle, you're not going to be able to avoid that he's Benoit's son. You don't, even if you don't call him Benoit, even if you change his name to David McGillicuddy, you know, or something, it's going to be known that it's his son. It's going to be talked about and, you know, and shit like that. And it just sucks. I think if David Benoit ever wants to get into wrestling, he cannot emulate his dad, tribute his dad in any way. He's just not. He can't, you know. WWE's not going to want to touch that. And it won't be for a lack of sympathy to David. It's just going to be because of the situation that Chris left him in. Where Brian Pillman Jr., you know, it's welcomed, it's encouraged, it's, you know, the legacy of Pillman can live on through him. You don't want the legacy of Benoit living through anybody else. You don't celebrate that. You don't remind people of it. You don't tribute it. It just doesn't work. David Benoit's screwed, you know? He doesn't look like physically like he's ready for wrestling, even if he has an interest in it, but, you know, he'd deal with so much bullshit too from fans. Like, imagine if he did get into it. Imagine the tweets he would get and stuff, you know? Yeah, not a spot I'd want to be in. With Benoit doing what he did and killing Nancy himself and Daniel, he essentially also killed the dreams of David Benoit. Jesus Christ, Owen. Some washed up Mexican? God damn, Owen. I live next to Mexico. They're my friends. Take it easy, man. They literally let Owen say whatever he wanted. Just say whatever you want. I think I will. Yeah, NWO always going over DX, or always going over the Horsemen, excuse me. The faction was, you know, hotter at the time that they were battling. If this was 85 Horsemen, might be a different story. But also, the Clique is better at politicking. They were better at that than anybody else in WCW. So, might have been a different story in 86, but where they were then...
Look at that. And Perfect trying to keep Cornette away. Is Cornette putting a bad mouth on Shawn Michaels? Both referees looking in to make sure that doesn't slip into a chokehold.
It's not a choke. It's not even cinched up to even be a proper sleeper, much less a choke. Come on, Davey.
Away from his throat so he can breathe.
USA. Like Duggan's in there or something. It's Sean. Chant boy toy or something. Boy toy. Boy toy.
Michaels got to take it to another gear here.
I love that everybody called him the boy toy, even though it specifically says in his theme song that he's not your boy toy. Razor used to call him that. Brett used to call him that. Razor was hilarious. Hey, yo, boy toy.
He can't because he is too tired out. He's been out wrestled, out conditioned. Davey Boy Smith is
Billionaire Ted. Well, what do we call you? The boy toy. Yeah, that's good. I like it. It's got to be annoying. People call you by a name that you specifically request them not to in your own damn theme song. It's kind of fucked up when you think about it. No, I'll say it in my head fast. Yeah, later on, I remember having this exact thought. I even remember when Warrior came back. I'm like, what? It's so weird. Last time Warrior was there, Shawn was just turning heel, you know? He had just smashed Marty's head, or Marty had just tried to escape his wrath by jumping through the window shop of the barber shop, or the window of the barber shop. And now Shawn's like on top of the mountain, where during Warrior's heyday, you couldn't even imagine Shawn. Think about where Shawn was on the card when Warrior was champ. Way down, you know? Boy, times have changed now, so I was always concerned that Warrior would come in and beat Shawn. Wow, weird. Davey would try that diving headbutt every now and then. He never jumped off the top rope well. Yeah, Ross, quit speculating on Owen's brother-in-law. Such an asshole, Jim Ross. I see her. He calls it straight down the middle, Owen. Yeah, you're right down the middle, Owen. I don't know if Trainwreck is a proper description for both. Trainwreck for Marty. Scumbag piece of shit for Buck Zumoff. Marty might have his problems. Marty might be a complete disgrace, Trainwreck moron. But I don't think he's fucking any little kids. Well, actually, maybe he is. But I still go Zumoff. Zumoff's in jail, as far as I know. He can stay there with his boombox. If that was Mr. Perfect, it would have been a 3 count, because Perfect would have counted super fast. I like that. You don't see too many of those. That was basically like a superplex throw, like he let go midair. Could actually be dangerous, but this is Shawn we're talking about. Oh. Belly to back. Barry, you did enter the stream at an odd time. And I'm not your boy toy either. All right, Angie, thanks for hanging out tonight. You almost made it. Hey, there's only about 10 minutes left in the show, but thanks for being here tonight. Got to go to bed. I know you're East Coast time and 5 a.m. comes early. We will see you probably tomorrow for the Raw review. Thanks for being here, Angie. Take care. The Bulldog's got to be the aggressor. You met him in '87? Holy shit. Did he have his boombox? Did you rock and roll? With his mullet and his pervy mustache, my God. Sit down powerbomb. Looks like another 3 count according to Owen. Davey Boy Smith's won the title 4 times already, according to Owen. Running on instinct. Oh, Davey, I love that bump he would take. Jim Ross, or Jim Cornette, I can see the outline of your underwear. And your wedgie. It's kind of hard to miss. Another wedgie Miller. Yeah, I'm going to check out the Booker doc. I think we got Nick Gage up next on Dark Side of the Ring, I think. Which I don't know much about him other than just the shit I'd see, all the crazy CZW stuff I'd see on the internet and stuff. I remember when I watched like an interview of him, and I was like, huh, I think he's from like New Jersey. I'm like, yeah, he's exactly the way I'd expect someone from New Jersey to look and sound. Like, that totally makes sense. It fits. I don't know much about the rest of his story, though, so really interested to see this. And there's a super kick. Is that going to be it? Or Perfect gets in there? So weird. Perfect got in there to count with Earl. Owen pulled him out. Not that it mattered. Why did Perfect even get in there to count? Look, now they're like, it's a 2 count. Damn, Owen bumping. Hey, you know, props to Owen. He's in a tux. He's in dress shoes. Tried to go for an enziguri. Sean's putting the figure 4 on Owen. Ha! He's got an inside cradle on Davey and a figure 4 on Owen. You know, props to Owen. He's been on commentary all night, sitting in a chair. He hasn't stretched. He hasn't warmed up. And he's in there taking bumps. And hitting a spinning heel. He's lucky he didn't pull something. Throw his back out. What's up, Josh Willis? Been loving these watch-alongs, even though I can only catch the replay most times. Been watching since the Teen Avid. Nice. Used to have my own channel back in 12-14. Did some collabs with Deluxe Man. Cool. Oh, here's Ahmed. Ugh. Ahmed, stupidly strong. Now, this was crazy. I remember watching this as a fan. I'm pretty sure Vader comes out. Yeah, there's Vader. And I remember thinking, is it going to be Warrior? And it was just bizarre. I'm like, is it going to be Warrior? Who's it going to be? I kind of thought for a minute it might be Brett watching this. And then you can see the Warrior, I think, at some point running through here. And this would set up international incident. They're chanting Warrior, too. So we got all of Camp Cornette taken out. Ahmed. Owen's going to the top rope now in a tux, in a cask, or in a cast, in street shoes. Nice, Andy. You did another prom. That's great. You played If You Smell. Man, I saw somewhere on the internet they did a SWV and Escape like battle with Spinderella last night. I marked out for that. Watched a few minutes of it too. It's fucking awesome. I love the 90s. Okay, Vader's going to the top, and I think this is where a Warrior comes out. Yeah, here he comes. I mean, this was pretty cool. And you know what this made me think about, too? I mean, we just set up the next pay-per-view, but when I first saw this, I immediately thought Shawn Warrior SummerSlam is what I thought. And it would have made perfect sense to me that Vince would do that. It's a very Vince thing to do. But, like, yeah, seeing Warrior, like, are you okay, Shawn? You know? Just bizarre to me. I'm like, Warrior, are you cool with somebody else holding that belt? Seeing Warrior in the ring while Sexy Boy plays is something that I'll cherish forever. Especially the way he's like moving his head. He's trying to rock out to Sexy Boy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm a sexy warrior. That 90s aesthetic and that hair and, you know, and everything, when you look at the audience members, was still there, man. Thanks, Andy, for the buck, man. They're posing for the crowd. Very interesting to see Warrior out there with them. Oh yeah, so they're gonna set all this match up right now on the exclusive Coliseum video. Or no, we're not. Oh yeah, we are. Owen's got jeans on now. Loved it. I forgot Jim Cornette said that. I go, Jose Lothario pulled a switchblade on him. Switchblade. That's fucking hilarious. Yeah, I was, Raymond, I've talked about this too. I was at the show. See, Sid came back earlier than people remember. He came back on that Raw, and they used him to replace Warrior in the six-man. But that house show I always talk about that I was at in Detroit, Warrior was booked to face Owen. And they had put signs up and said Warrior wasn't going to be there. And then Sid surprised everybody and showed up at the live event. And then like 2 nights later, that was a Saturday Night Live event. Monday, he was on Raw. Yeah, he didn't interfere. It's Earl Hebner. It's some person he found out at some drunk they found at the bar. That's who the referee is. Well, he didn't need the friends to beat you. The biggest man? I don't think he's the biggest. Haha, we got a great cast right here. Owen. Owen looks so much like Johnny Lawrence, doesn't he?
You got a big mistake. Look at who's around you. You call our manager an idiot again, and you'll pay for it. Vader style, Bulldog style, or Royal style from the Freedom Hearts. Vader eat you alive if he wasn't on a low-fat diet. This interview is over.
Vader would eat you alive if he went on a low-fat diet. And then we get a little video package to close the show. Oh, man. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Well, I appreciate you guys hanging out tonight to watch this, even though we kind of got a late start. Thanks again for being here. I'm exhausted. I've had a long day. I get up super early this morning, work all day, come right home, walk in the door, fire up the Peacock, and watch this pay-per-view with y'all. So I'm going to chill out, probably get a nap, have some dinner, all that stuff. We will be back tomorrow night, right after Raw, for a full review. It should be a lot of fun, and then we'll give some more thought on what watch along we're going to do in 2 weeks. But thanks again to Raymond and Melissa and Ben, Howeezy and Mike, Josh, Andy, all y'all for being here tonight. It was fun again, and we'll be doing it again before you know it.